verses 22 through 32. Genesis chapter 32, verses 22 through 32. Genesis chapter 32, starting at verse 22. Says, and he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and set over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou dost not ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Penuel, the sun rose up upon him, and he halt upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. May God add a blessed read to his read word. Will you hold on? Will you hold on? Jacob struggled from the beginning. Jacob has one that has struggled from the beginning all the way to the end. Jacob struggled in his mama's womb as a twin with his brother Esau. They wrestled inside, trying to be the dominant one, deciding which one was coming out first. And so if you know the story, you can read this in Genesis chapter 25, but Rebekah went to God and she was wondering what was going on inside of her womb, and he told her that she had 2 nations inside of her and they would be divided, but the older would serve the younger. And so Jacob was a conniving and Jacob was deceiving, and Jacob he was no saint at all. He did things to get what he wanted, what the promises was. And Jacob, I can relate to Jacob because sometimes